Well, now it's Sunday. The little man's going out to pump the tires on the lawnmower so we can move Gabby the goat, the other lawnmower. Gabby's not happy. You can hear, but it's like 54 degrees. It's a pretty nice day. I think I'm gonna feel kind of poorly, so I don't know how much I'll do, but I'm gonna do something. I can't just sit around all day, you know. Alright, I kind of tidied up in the shop here a little bit. I know you can't tell it. I know you can't tell it. But you know what? It's my shop. I'm gonna go ahead and put the starter on that 250 Chevy 6-cylinder. And it goes right there. But before I do, I think I'm gonna see if I can dig around and find a new solenoid. This one works, but you know, it's kind of unsightly and probably unsafe to a degree. You know, you could drop something in there and short out and melt it. And poof, poof. Well, I was digging around in the stash and I found another starter with a solenoid already on it. And it looks like it might be good. So I'm just going to bench. Did you see that? I caught that. Lightning fast reflexes. I'm just going to bench test that one. If it works, I'm going to use it. That's one for a 350. That one looks good too. Well, it's a good thing I bench tested it. Actually, I didn't bench test it. I ground tested it. I took jumper cables out to the old blue Chevy and tried it that way. But anyway, the solenoid kicks it out, but it won't spin. It won't spin. So the solenoid's good. Something's wrong in the starter. But this one spun just fine. Solenoid's bad, so I'm gonna take the solenoid and put it in there, and so you save myself $14.99 or something like that, and gas. And I'm gradually assembling still, and I realized, you know what? Maybe I should put a little more weld than that on that bracket. So that's what I'm gonna do. All right, I put the little man out there. He's up under the hood. How you making out, pal?
Pretty good.
He's taking out that broken heater box, and I got another broken heater box to put in it. It's not broke as bad though. I don't think it was broke when I got it either, which makes me wonder. But anyways, I digress. Alright, what have I been doing? I have rigged up the PCV valve. I have plumbed the oil line, which was easy to do since I already made that. I rigged up the vacuum line to the primary metering rods, and it has a little check valve right there, so it can only draw, and then when it starts boosting, it can't push backwards. And the reason you can't leave it hooked up here is because this is before the turbo, and as that thing starts making boost, it's going to draw more vacuum here, and it'll pull them mixture rods down and make it too lean. So you want it to draw good vacuum at idle and a little above here, and then when it starts making boost, it loses vacuum, lets the metering rods pop up, or more accurately, pop up, and let the mixture be a little rich. Now I've got to go for the challenge from 3/8 fuel line to 5/16. And I think I might have an idea for that. I don't know, let me see. I don't understand this boy. You got him a little lizard there.
It's sleeping. I've never
You sure it ain't dead?
Oh, it ain't dead.
Well, it has been a little chilly. It's probably a little lethargic. Look that word up. Lethargic.
What does it mean? Just say me
It
sometime.
describes many of our young people today. Lethargic. Alright, I'm going to tell you what I come up with. This is 3/8. That's 5/16. I ordered a fuel pump with 3/8, but it's 3/8 there, not there. It's still 5/16, because nobody puts quadrajets on 6-cylinders, except me. So this is what I did. I swiped one of these out of another quadrajet That's the adapter that goes from quarter pipe to 3/8 tube that usually goes to the brake booster. I took a 5/16 drill bit and countersunk in there a little bit, and then stuck my 5/16 tube in there. It's a pretty tight fit. But now I gotta make up my mind if I'm gonna weld it or braze it. I don't know, let me study on that and then I'll show you what I did. I think what I'm gonna do is braze it, and here's why. One, I don't have a TIG welder. All I got's a torch. And if I had a TIG welder, it wouldn't do me any good because I don't know how to use it. But this metal is quite a bit thicker than this tube. If I concentrate enough heat on that to melt this, it's probably going to melt my tube and make holes in it. So I think what I'm going to do is braze it. Doesn't that make sense, bud?
Yeah.
Alright, you don't have to heat it up as much that way. I have welded two pieces of 3/8 tube together with success, but the metal size is the same. This is one of those times I surprised myself. It looks better than I felt like I was doing. Does that make sense? This looks pretty good. I'm kind of proud of myself. Alright, this is on the 68. Some of you remember I was pointing out the silicone, blue silicone holding everything together. So I ripped that side off, and look, there's a mouse house. That's what you'll see inside most of these old trucks, a mouse house, and it stinks. Alright, let's get the rest of it apart. And then I accidentally broke it some more. Wink, wink. And there's further evidence of a mouse house. Alright, let's see how I did. Hey, that flare looks pretty good. Let's see if I put a nut on it. I did. Let me see where my little thing is here. Here it is. I'm proud of myself again. That's the second time today. Alright, there's what we got so far. Looks like a set of stairs, don't it? Stairway to heaven. Anyways, I think I'm going to put a little bend right there to tweak it this way just a little. Not much, just a little. Then I can probably get a clamp on it there some kind of way. And then bend it back this way to get back over here, and then another 90. That's my idea. Alright, got my fuel line rigged up. I think I showed you all that. And then I bent up a little piece of 3/16 to go to my vacuum advance. I tested that, that's good. But I think I don't think I can hook it up this way. That's ported vacuum, so that when you crack the throttle plates, it has vacuum, which activates the vacuum advance. Now, when you go full throttle, you don't have any more vacuum, with no turbo, that is. And the vacuum advance quits working, and only the mechanical advance works. So if I'm thinking about this correctly, I cannot hook that there. I need to hook it here, because this is going to draw too much vacuum. Wide open throttle. And give it too much total advance. So it needs to be hooked over here at manifold vacuum, so the vacuum advance will work at idle, which isn't the end of the world, and would go away once it starts making boost. I just thought through that while I had the camera turned on, so you know, I'm sure somebody will point out if I'm wrong. Sometimes they point out I'm wrong even if I ain't, but that's okay. Alright, here's what I done. I dug around in my stash and I found another one of these doohickeys. You know, you see that stuff on the late 80s and 90s, all through the 80s. Smog engines with the vacuum hoses all over the place, and you got oodles of these things. That's a check valve. It'll only pull vacuum, but it won't let anything go the other way. So that's how I've got it rigged up for my primary metering rods and now the distributor. I found another one in the pile, but this one I don't know what you'd use it for, but these two are connected constant, affected by no check valve. But these two, vacuum can go that way, but it can't go back that way. So, he said it'd be handy for something someday. Maybe. I'm not sure what I think about the PCV valve. I don't think I need to fool with it. And also, the vacuum for the brake booster. I don't think I need to fool with that because it has a check valve. It ain't gonna have no boost anyways. Just need more vacuum, so I think I'm okay. Anyway, I think I'm about petered out. I feel like crap. Another thought, you know, on the turbo, well, I had a 1980 Monte Carlo V6 turbo, 231 with a quadrajet, and it had a little hat that came off and then went down to a remote air cleaner. I saw that same setup on like a Oldsmobile, the early front wheel drive ones, like 82 or something. I saw that at the pull aparts a while back. Of course I didn't know I needed it then. That's what I need. I need one of them and the remote air filter. I used to have that stuff, but I don't know where it is. Let's see how he made out over here. He had to quit and go do his homework. I think I gotta take the hinge off. Yeah, the hinge. To get that out of the way. Probably should take the inner fender out too. Racy. I'm also starting to think I'm going to have to limit this thing to 5 pounds of boost because it has flat top pistons. Oh, forgot my finger. Flat top pistons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. By the way, I had a little man gap that plugs to 30 thousandths because you want to close them up a little bit. When boosted, I understand. So what I'm getting at is, I'm afraid I might have a high compression 250 here, and that's not what you need when you have a turbo. So that's okay. We'll limit the boost, and we'll see how she does. And if she don't do good, I don't have much money in it. Maybe 150 bucks. Oh, and some time. Quite a bit of time. But hey, this is how I decompress. This is how I handle the stresses of life. Some people play golf, probably spend more money than I do, and have to go around in funny shorts and ugly shoes. Of course, they might poke fun at me too. But anyways, different strokes for different folks. What do you think? Should I shorten up the spark plug wires? Probably should. I don't think I will though to run it. It's coming together and ain't very far from running. I put oil in it. Spilled some. Need to put antifreeze in it. I believe it'd run. If I done that and hook up my wiring again. I really need to order the wastegate deal though and get that done. I might as well do that. I don't need to do that to hear it run, but might as well get all my fabrication done, right? And then I need to sort out power steering and stuff so that we can have power steering and all in the GMC air conditioning too. That's another thing. I have to sort all that mess out, but That'll be for another day. I'm gonna ring the bell. Little man ain't here, even though it's his job, as he pointed out. And I'm fooling lots of you by putting them little clips at the end, the old clips. Fooling lots of you. That kind of amuses me. But I appreciate y'all watching all the way to the end. That's what I appreciate. I think the analytics say maybe, I don't know, 20% goes all the way to the end, something like that. Anyways, appreciate y'all. Thanks for watching. Go to MrHeavyChevy.com. I'll put it in a comment so you can find it. And buy up them t-shirts so I can get some hoodies or something. You know, it's Christmas time. Think of your family. Buy them something nice.